KHALSA, we're going to talk about the journey of the soul. Now, two things that are guaranteed in life is birth and death. We're all born and we all die. The body, which is the clothing of the soul, goes, but the soul remains alive. That's what Gurbani tells us, yeah? So, we're all born. Where we were before we were born, we don't know. Where we're going to go when we die, Gurbani tells us that if we live a righteous life and follow Barney, you can get one with God, so our soul can merge back with God. But if we don't merge back with God, then we always born and die until one day we pass this test. So if you look at Ang 50 Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, through 8.4 million incarnations, you have wandered to obtain this rare and precious human life. So Jassi Lakajunna, that's what, if you've heard that quote by Kathawajiks or in Shabbats and Kirtans, that means 8.4 million. So this human life is precious. It's obtained by good destiny. The human life is precious because the human being is the supreme being, like supreme as being, like the human body has the capacity and capabilities for you to get back one with God. You have that conscious, you can do deeds, you know what I mean, you can pass this test of life through the human body. So the object of this life is not to waste the human body and human life is a precious thing, it's a gift by Maharaj, you get me? So a lot of people that get fed up of life, or you know, they take suicide pills, or you know, overdoses, or whatever they do, poison, or they fail the exam and they want to kill themselves, or a bit of problem happens because they ain't got God in their life. If you had God in your life, you'd realize and you'd live a blissful life, you get me? But what do? We keep sinning, repenting, regretting, but then we don't learn from it, we sin again. Do you know what I mean? Because our jivan's crap. Do you know what I mean? So human life is precious, yeah? Look at Ang 12, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. So early on in Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Maharaj tells us straight away, this human body has been given to you. This is your chance to meet the Lord of the universe. Nothing else will work. Join the Sad Sangat, the company of the holy. So all these other things we do, work, school, college, friends, weddings, family, this, that, blah, 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 hobbies, whatever, yeah? Okay, they're part of the world, they have to be done. They ain't gonna go with us though. Do you know what I mean? Only contemplation of God's gonna go with you. That Gamai that you do will go with you to the next life, you get me? And the good deeds, the good actions, making good garam for yourself. Join the Sar Sangat, so go to the Gurdwara, read Bani. Bani is the best Sangat you can get me? Because Bani is the Guru is the best Sangat, you get me? So vibrate and meditate on the jewel of the Naam. So Naam is, what is Naam? Naam is Gurbani, Naam is Simran. Naam is the truth, and the truth is the biggest jewel, because everything else is falsehood. It's like a dream, it's like a cloud, you see it and it disappears. So make every effort to cross over this terrifying world ocean. You are squandering this life uselessly in the love of Maya. Maya is that illusion that keeps you away from God, you get me? I have not practiced meditation, self-discipline, self-restraint or righteous living. Get me? So if you've not practiced all that and then you're suffering and taking pills to top yourself, that's why, because discipline. You know what I mean? Waking up at Amritsaar is discipline. You know what I mean? Not eating meat, discipline. Staying away from drugs, discipline. Not doing bad sangat, discipline. Not watching dirty films, discipline. Do you know what I mean? Not listening to dirty tunes, discipline. Getting me? Self-restraint. So you strain yourself, because everything bad in life is the biggest temptation. Like cakes are bad for your health, but they're nice, you get me? You rather have, if there's a banana and a bit of grapes, you rather want to go for the cake. So just, you know, people that are on serious diets and they're physically training, it's because of self-discipline and self-restraint that they've managed to reach that condition. Do you know what I mean? So Maharaj is saying righteous living. You know what I mean? Righteous living has been, what good have you done for others, you know what I mean? Have we cleaned the Gurdwara toilets lately? Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know, what have we done, you know what I mean? What righteous, a day, look what you did yesterday, the day before. Do you know what I mean? If you ain't done nothing righteous, nothing good for someone else, then you've got to start worrying. I have not served the holy, I have not acknowledged the Lord, my King, says Nanak. My actions are contemptible. O Lord, I seek your sanctuary, please preserve my honour. But if we go to Maharaj and do a das to Maharaj, you can do a das to Maharaj in English. Just go in front of Singhrow Granth Sahib, which is a good one, and talk to Maharaj like you chat to someone else, like your friend or something. Maharaj is your biggest friend. By true actions this human body is obtained, and the door within ourselves which leads to the mansion of the blood is found. The precious gift of this human life becomes fruitful when one chants the true word of the Shabad. The blessing of this human life has been obtained, but still people do not lovingly focus their thoughts on the name of the Lord. Like I said, we waste a lot of time. Yeah, have fun, do hobbies, play sports, play computer games, or make time for God as well. O Nanak, that human body in which there is no pain of separation from the Lord, take that body and burn it. On 89. More people saying, what's going on here? What's Maharaj on about? But it's actually a metaphor. What Guruji is trying to say, those people that have no love for God and don't meditate on Waheguru, what was their use in taking the human form? Because that's what the human form was given for us. When we're in the womb of our mothers, yeah, it's like a really like in the womb, around the womb, yeah, it's like, you know, the baby does Waheguru, 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 and there's a lot of heat around the womb, and because we do Simran, we're protected from that heat. So as soon as we're born, Maya, Galjog is like a heat, and we're only going to get protected from this worldly heat is if we do Waheguru. If we don't, we're just going to do sin and pop. So if we don't meditate on Waheguru and we're doing sin and pop, what's the point getting this human life? We won't do good deeds, you know what I mean? We won't do Naam Simran, we don't, you know. So Maharaj is saying he might as well burn that body, because what was the point? So it's a metaphor. Those who do not serve the true Guru, why did they even come into this world? Cursed are their lives. They have uselessly wasted this human life. The self-willed manmukhs do not remember the Naam. Without the Naam they suffer in terrible pain. So those who are trapped in Maya, world illusion pleasures, and their ego lose this opportunity to meet the Lord. They waste this life. They will have to go for 8.4 million incarnations again. So they go for reincarnation. So while you are alive, remember the Lord at Amritullah. Do your Rehras in the evening. At night do Kirtan Salah. Read Gurbani from Singhrow Granth Sahib Ji, and act upon the teachings. We can all lip read, but if we don't act upon the teachings, do you know what I mean? What's the point of lip reading? Get me? Only then maybe we take something in our life. So even if we try our hardest and we don't get to God, but we try our hardest, God might give you a human life again straight away in the Sikh house, so you have another goal. But it's all about effort and trying, you know what I mean? And Maharaj will do kirpa. When Maharaj sees you trying, Maharaj will help you. But if we're not trying, I think, forget religion, forget this, forget that. Sikh is boring and this and that. Sikh is actually the coolest thing. Just because you see a couple of Sikhs who ain't preserving it properly, or living it properly, or you're disappointed by their Jivan, that's their own doings. It's got nothing to do with you. You make your own bond with the Guru, you get me? I see that a lot. Some people say, what's the point getting Sikhi? Next man done this, that, that. Sikhi and this, you know, Sikhi was that good, why he's done that? Forget him, that's his own downfall. That's his loot, that's his loss. Find your gains, you know what I'm saying? So by your grace I obtain this human body. Grant me the blessed vision of your darshan, O Sovereign Lord King. Without the word of the Shabad, people wander lost in reincarnation. Through the love of duality, multitudes have been drowned. O mind, swim across by focusing the conscious on the Shabad. Those who do not become Gurmukh do not understand the Naam. They die and continue coming and going in reincarnation. So become Gurmukh. What does Gurmukh means? One who lives what Gurbani says, one who takes Amrit, one who does Amrit, one who does good deeds, say when the Guru Kar, you get me? That's a Gurmukh. Get me? A lot of people think we don't need to take Amrit. A lot of people think we don't need to not jump Naam, but we just be good people. Yeah, you can be a good person, but if you're not remembering God, if you're not going to follow the teachings of the Guru gets us to God, and Guru Gobind Singh had to take Amrit. So who are we to say we don't need to take Amrit, man? It's bizarreness, man. I don't know how some people think these days. There's that lack of common sense and knowledge, you know what I mean? So I think they're not drinking enough water because there's not oxygen getting to the brain or something. So the empty body is dreadful. When the soul goes out from within, the burning fire of life is extinguished, and the smoke of breath no longer emerges. The five relatives, the senses, weep and wail painfully. That's the five enemies. You know what I mean? Because they get pleasure from keeping you away from God. So when your soul's gone, the five senses are left and they wither away as well. But they're like, damn, you know what I mean? So, and waste away through the love of duality. You fool, chant the name of the Lord and preserve your virtue. Egotism and possessiveness are very enticing. Egotistical pride has plundered everyone. Those who have forgotten the Naam, the name of the Lord, are attached to affairs of duality. Duality has been, you know, you never think of death, you think you're going to be here forever. You get me? Like, you're saving up all these millions and millions and millions, like, and never spending, and like next thing you know, boom, you hit a car crash and you die. Do you know what I mean? 10-year-old kids die these days. Little kids are dying. People die at birth. You don't know when death's gonna come and hit you, so don't think you're gonna be here forever. Live every day like it's your last day, because tomorrow's not promised to nobody. So, attached to reality, they petrify and die. They are filled with the fire of desire within. Fire of desire, you get me? So when you do Nam Bani, that fire's cooled, you're soothed. You become in the state of nirvana, like Jadikla. You become content just with Vaheguru's Nam. Those who are protected by the Guru are saved. All others are cheated and plundered by deceitful worldly affairs. Love dies and affection vanishes. So when you're not doing Bani, love for Maharaj dies, and your affection for God, affection, compassion for people. Like, I know kids here that will sit up all night and revise for their exams. But has anyone stayed up all night and done Simran? Has anyone stayed up all night and done reading Bani? You get me? What they do nights and nights on end for worldly affairs, for money, for the paper. We all study for money, man. There's no other point we don't study. It's all for the money, man. Money makes the world go round, innit? That paper, dollar bill, yo, whatever them rappers say, yeah? So hatred and alienation die, entanglements end, and egotism dies, along with attachment to Maya, possessiveness and anger. So those who receive his mercy obtain the true one. The Gurmukhs dwell forever in balanced restraint. By true actions the true Lord is met. The true actions being Bani, Seva, Simran. And I'll keep repeating myself about these things, but it's so important, so basic, so simple, where you don't do it. We all think we're scholars, you get me? Just write all these, a lot of Sikhs just writing all these mad, lengthy books, yeah, trying to, you know, we ain't even worked out the meaning of Mool Mantra. We don't even live Ekim Gar, we don't see Ekim Gar in everybody, but we all think we're scholars. Let's keep Sikhi simple. Sikhi, Seva, Simran, and sacrifice. Maybe sacrifice of time, money, sometimes even your life, if you have to save someone for a good deed. Do you know what I mean? Seva and the Gurdwaras, helping people, humanity worldwide, the needy people. Simran, remember God, reading Bani, doing Kirtan, organising programs where people do Nam Japana. That's 3 simple things. That's all Sikhi basically is. We go into all these like sciences of Sikhi and cosmic theories. We ain't even got a clue what we're on about most of the time, but we just want to look good or write a book with our name or picture on it, like them. You know, it's all about bump. Like, you know, you've given charity. Yeah, you don't need to do a dancing song of pumping your name out. God knows, gone to Adamjami, a das aren't lasting for an hour these days in some Gurdwara, because everyone wants to hear the name of the das. What you thinking the Guru doesn't know? God knows everything, you know what I mean? God knows our dirty secrets. So if you've given money, give it out humbleness, humility. Don't pump your name on the das. You get me? Even if you've given £1, 50p, whatever you've given, you don't need to hear it in the Sangat. You get me? That's just stupidity, man. So practice falsehood again and again, people come and go in reincarnation and forfeit the honour. The soul in love with duality goes around the wheel reincarnation for 8.4 million incarnations. Praise the Lord's name and you should no longer come and go in reincarnation. Meeting the true Guru, all my sufferings have ended, and the peace of the Lord has come to dwell within my mind. The divine light illuminates my inner being, and I am lovingly absorbed in the One, Vaheguru. Meeting with the holy saint, my face is radiant. I have realized my preordained destiny. I constantly sing the glories of the Lord of the universe. Through the true name, I have become spotlessly pure. O my mind, you shall find peace through the word of the Guru Shabad, Vaheguru. Working for the perfect Guru, no one goes away empty-handed, Vaheguru. The desires of the mind are fulfilled when the treasure of the Naam, the name of the Lord, is obtained. The inner knower, the searcher of hearts. So the inner knower, Vaheguru is the inner knower. Yet you want to pump our names in a dasana, yeah? It's always with you. Recognize him as the creator. By Guru's grace, your face shall be radiant. Chant in the Naam, you should receive the benefits of giving charity and taking cleansing baths. Sexual desire, anger, greed are eliminated, and all egotistical pride is abandoned. The profit of the Naam is obtained, and all affairs are brought to fruition. In his mercy, God unites us with himself, and he blesses us with the Naam. My comings and going in reincarnation have come to an end. He himself has bestowed his mercy. I have obtained my home in the true mansion of his presence, Sachkhand, that is, realizing the words of the Guru Shabad, Gurbani, that is. His humble devotees are protected and saved. Waheguru. He himself showers his blessings upon us. In this world and the world after, radiant are the faces of those who cherish and enshrine the Lord's glories of the true Lord. 24 hours a day they love and dwell upon his glories. They are imbued with his infinite love. Nanak forever to sacrifice to the Supreme Lord God, the ocean of peace. Ang 46 Sri Guru Granth Sahib Maharaj. Beautiful Shabbat. So death, we're all gonna die. You know what I mean? It's like our neighbour dies, our friend dies, and might get scared and think about death for 1 day, then forget and just go back to duality. So people are dying out here, man. You know what I mean? All the time, every day there's bare deaths. Who knows when we're gonna die? Do you know what I mean? So we've got to face our Creator again. So let's see what Maharaj says about death, yeah? To reach a true home after you die, you must conquer death while you're alive. So if you do a lot of Barney, your soul merges with God while you're alive, then you're not going to die. So you've conquered death, because you're beyond death. But if you don't, you're going to be reborn, die, reborn, die. You're going to stay in the clutches of death. So without the Shabbat, this pollution is not washed off. Through the cycle of death and rebirth, they waste away in misery. The spiritually blind do not even think of the Naam. They are all bound and gagged by the messenger of death. Those who have not met the primary being, the true Guru, are most unfortunate and are subject to death. The whole world is bound by death. Without the Guru, death cannot be avoided. So imagine it, dying, getting reincarnated as an animal, as an insect, going for 8.4 million lives. The messenger of death coming to get you. You get me? A scary thing, man. Because the messenger of death, yeah, in Gurbani it says it's like a demon coming to get you. You know what I mean? So Ang 43 Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. For a brief moment, man is a guest of the Lord. He tries to resolve his fears. Engrossed in mind and sexual desire, the fool does not understand. He arises and departs with regret and falls into the clutches of the messenger of death. You are sitting on the collapsing riverbank. Are you blind? If you are so predestined, then act according to the Guru's teachings. The reaper does not look upon any as unripe, half-ripe, or fully ripe, so death can come at any time. Picking up and wielding their sickles, the harvesters arrive. When the landlord gives the order, they cut and measure the crop. The first watch of the night passes away in worthless affairs. The second passes in deep sleep. In the third they Bible nonsense, and when the fourth watch comes, the day of death has arrived. So Maharaj is using a metaphor like, you know, we're wasting our lives away, and before you know it, boom, death's hit you and it's too late. You haven't remembered the Lord, you haven't done nothing good. You've just cared about your money, your cars, your jewelry, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, having a good time at the clubs, drinking. You haven't given no time to spirituality. We're too busy finding pleasures in the world that we ain't took time to find out what's in our soul, who we really are, what we really think. You ain't contemplated no deep thoughts. You've lived a shallow, timid life. So I'm devoted to the Sar Sangha, the coming of the holy. I sacrifice my soul to them. Through them understanding has entered my mind, and I have met the all-knowing Lord God. Nanak sees the Lord always with him, the Lord, the inner knower, and the searcher of hearts. Waheguru. Death, you get me? That's one day that's gonna be us. So, you know what I mean? It's coming. Could be today, could be tomorrow. Whenever. Every day is a day closer, man. So, the fish didn't not notice the net in the deep and salty sea. It was so clever and beautiful, but why was it so confident? But by its actions it was caught, and now death cannot be turned away from its head. All siblings of destiny, just like this, see death hovering over your own heads. People are just like the fish, unaware. The news of death descends upon them. The whole world is bound by death. Without the Guru, death cannot be avoided. Those who are attuned to the truth are saved. They renounce duality and corruption. I am sacrificed to those who are found to be truthful in the true court. Waheguru. Think of the hawk preying on the birds and the net in the hands of the hunter. Those who are protected by the Guru are saved. The others are caught by the bait. Without the Naam, they are picked up and thrown away. They have no friends or companions. No one goes with you when you die. You come alone, you go alone, you get me? God is said to be the truest of the true. His place is the truest of the true. Those who have obtained the true one, their minds abide in the true meditation. Those who become Gurumukh and obtain spiritual wisdom, their minds and mouths are known to be pure. Meditation being Waheguru Simran. You get me? Trust me, start with 2 minutes a day, 3 minutes the next day, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Increase by a minute a day. Do you know what I mean? You'll feel the power after a while. Offer your most sincere prayers to the true Guru so that he may unite you with your best friend, Waheguru that is. Meeting your best friend you shall find peace, the messenger of death shall take poison and die. So when Waheguru protects you, the messenger of death can't come near you. I dwell deep within the name has come to dwell within my mind. Without the Guru there's only pitch darkness, without the Shabad understanding is not obtained. Through the Guru's teachings you shall be enlightened, remain absorbed in the love of the true Lord. Death does not go there, your light shall merge with the light. You are my best friend, you are the all-knowing, you are the one who unites us with yourself. Through the word of the Guru Shabad we praise you. You have no end or limitation. Death does not reach that place where the infinite word of the Guru Shabad resounds, Waheguru. By the hukam of his command all are created, by his command actions are performed, by his command all are subject to death, by his command they merge in truth. O Nanak, whatever pleases all comes to pass, nothing is in the hands of these beings. So if we if we don't remember God, to contemplate on God, and you don't sing God's praises, when death comes and gets you, you think you're going to be thinking about God. Do you know what I mean? If you don't revise for exam, when you sit in the exam, do you think anything's going to come to your mind to ask them questions? It's only if you revise. When you revise, you're repeating things, you're looking up things, you're researching things. So if you ain't researched Gurbani, if you ain't lived Gurbani, then God's not going to be in your mind. It's going to be money, your kids or whatever. Maharaj is saying that, that the whole game, the test of life, was to pass beyond all this illusion and get to God. So, when I read this Shabbat, I was really scared, man, but it makes sense though, because if we're not thinking about God when we die and we think about other things, then obviously we are going to get punished for that. Standard, you get me? So at the very last moment, one who thinks of wealth and dies in such thoughts shall be reincarnated over and over again in the form of serpents, that's snakes, saps and stuff like that. Deep, man, you get me? Oh sister, do not forget the name of the Lord of the universe. At the very last moment, he who thinks of woman and dies in such thoughts shall be reincarnated over and over again as a prostitute. So if you're thinking about the opposite sex, man, you're going to be a prostitute. Yeah, and there are male prostitutes out there. Do you know what I mean? So at the very last moment, one who thinks of his children and dies in such thoughts shall be reincarnated over and over again as a pig. Do you know what I mean? It's deep, but it's Barney, you know what I mean? At the very last moment, one who thinks of mansions and dies in such thoughts shall be reincarnated over and over again as a goblin. At the very last moment, one who thinks of the Lord and dies in such thoughts, says Tirochan, that man shall be liberated. The Lord should abide in his heart. Because everything else is delusion, money, kids, whatever. Yeah, love him while you're alive, but always keep God in front. God comes before everything. So we've got this life. So our aim should be to take Amrit, not just waste this life away. Do you know what I mean? In clubbing, pubbing, girls, boys, or whatever people seem to be doing, or playing PlayStation for 24 hours a day. Do you know what I mean? Get to the Gurdwara, do seva, try to take Amrit, you get me? So a lot of people, when's the last time you cleaned the toilet of the Gurdwara? Do you know what I mean? Or are you too good for that? You get me? Or sorry, you're too dressed up and you don't want to get your clothes dirty, or your nails might break. Do you know what I mean? And that's like another issue, man. It's like, you go to the Gurdwara, be humble, man. Don't dress up like you're going to a rave, man. Have some sharm, you're going to meet the Guru, you get me? Just modesty, you know what I mean? Like, Sikh is not too extreme, but modesty, self-respect, man, it's needed, you get me? Can't be dressing like a hoe and that to the Guru Gari. You can't be dressing like a Romeo and hero to the Guru Gari, you get me? Can't be going to the Gurdwara trying to chirps and draw birds and stuff like that, man. It's a place of worship, man. Have some respect, you get me? And for those who are like, have took the Amrit and stuff, yeah, you're part of the KHALSA Forge. If you didn't want to join the Forge, you shouldn't have took Amrit. The KHALSA Forge, look at our martial heritage. You can't be a googly woogly babbu and take Amrit, you get me? Get me? If you wanted to googly woogly babbu, you didn't need to take Amrit, you get me? You take Amrit to join the Forge. Even the Sevjar, they were young, they joined the Forge, you get me? The Gurus joined the Forge. And everyone made a stand for humanity, you get me? Do you know what I mean? And like, these days you see Babbu Singhs and that, they're so timid, you get me? Like, they forget our history. You get me? Our Guru was a warrior. Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji is the Guru now, but the same light was in Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Our Guru was a warrior, do you know what I mean? So our Guru had Bunge and Jungs. Guru Hargobind Ji fought 4 Jungs. Guru Gobind Singh Ji fought 18 Jungs and won them all. There was hundreds of little Bunge. Our Gurus were getting into Bunge all the time for the right thing, for humanity, you get me? So if a little Bunge happens in the Gurdwara, big deal. Our Guru was a warrior, was a mard. Guru wasn't no Kusra, you get me? He wasn't no pansy, you get me? The Guru was the most compassionate, the most humble, but yet the greatest and fierce, ferocious warrior as well, when need be, you get me? So, you know, little Bunga happens in the Gurdwara, Singh makes a stand for the right thing, and everyone's like having heart attacks. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like we're some flower power people, we're a martial race, man. Get with the program, you know what I mean? So Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, yeah, Sawa lakh se ek raat abe Gobind Islam ko ho. The pansy so-called Sikhs these days, I think they've got a new speech out. They're probably saying like, no, Sawa lakh chugliyan karo, but kabhi na laro. You know what I mean? It's like, what's going on, man? Realize who your father is. Realize what you've joined. Do you know what I mean? If you look at our history is all about persecution. You get me? The foundations of Sikhi is the Shaheed's blood. You get me? It's like, this is the real world. There's always been war in earth. You get me? I don't know about Satyog, but in Kaljog, look at the Greeks, the Spartans, World War I, World War II. Since I've been a kid, seen the Gulf War, the Vietnam War, seen so many wars, you know what I mean? All I've heard is wars. In school, there's bullying, there's fights everywhere, man. Look at the news, you get me? Let's get with the program, you know what I mean? Let's not be pansies, and let's not live in Disney and Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Daffy Duck world. Let's live in the real world, seriously, man. You know what I mean? Might be a bit funny, but this is Sikhi. By Mati Jassi was doing Jabji Sahib, one side of his body when it was cutting off was an Ekikam, the next one was saying Satnam. Now Singh sees a bit of blood and they faint. Like, they get nervous. Or, you know, there's 10 Singhs walking, one little Kala comes, tell them stop. And like, they get nervous, they freeze. You get me? I don't know what's going on, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like Sikhi, the Shaheeds. If Sikhi was the boat, it's the blood of the Shaheeds that keeps this boat going. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I was reading on Sikh Sangat the other day, and some jokers walked into Hamandir Sahib drunk. You get me? And he's been told nicely that, bruv, you're doing wrong, yeah? This is a holy place. The sand, you know, we don't allow people with intoxicants or with the smoked or with the possession of smoking, because it's Guru's car, it should be respected. The sans, what's that word? It's called sanity of the Guru should be kept pure. It should be pure, you get me? So you can't pollute the atmosphere of the Sangat, because no one wants to be standing on someone that smells of drink when you've gone to the Gurdwara, because that's just disrespectful, you get me? Man's come to the Guru Ghar drinking, you get me? You know what I mean? If you know what I mean? No man with a right sense will go to the Gurdwara after having a drink or taking a pack of fags with him, or have a fag and go to the Guru Ghar, because you're polluting the atmosphere, the pure atmosphere, because people come there not to smell tobacco or not to smell someone being drunk. They come there to concentrate on God. So he was told, yeah, to get out peacefully, right? He got out. Then he tried sneaking back in and causing commotion, right? Next little Singh's poked him. Then I'm reading on Sikh Sangha, everyone's just screwing at this next little Singh. You're not gonna do nothing yourself, but don't bitch about next Singh who's doing buntic stuff, you get me? Why did he poke, man? He poked the man, yeah, because he's got love for the Gurdwara. Because he's got so much love for Sikhi, yeah, that he couldn't take that this man dare come into the Gurdwara drunk, you get me? And the man had been warned before peacefully as well. So for the googly woogly Sikhs, he didn't do it straight away, you know what I mean? We ain't gonna do nothing ourselves, like, you know what I mean? I'm just all talk, you get me? You know what I mean? It's like, I can only talk about real things. I can't live the life they lived because my Jeevan's crap. Do you know what I mean? And just because your Jeevan's crap, right, it doesn't give you the right to diss next things because you think it's wrong. If you look at history, Masaranga smoked in the Gurdwara, his head was off. If the real next little Singh rain, we poked him, but if a real Singh was there, would have took his head off. Do you know what I mean? And you got all these googly woogly Mickey Mouse things on the internet like screwing about it. Do you know what I mean? It's KHALSA Karpur Kifor, just get with the program. Look at the state of like the Sikh youth and like some Sikh men and women, yeah? Like, look at these dirty Bollywood films, but we watch it in front of our kids, do you know what I mean? What sort of role models are we trying to set out for them that watch these films and copy them? Because kids will copy them, you get me? Do you know what I mean? Look how dirty the scenes are and stuff, man. Look at all these Bhangra videos and all these dirty tracks with the rapper on there. You know, I like to move it, baby, baby, you know, shake, shake, whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, brothers and sisters playing in the car together. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's getting ridiculously out of hand, man. Like we're like a clown community at the moment. You get me? So you got all these people wearing bugger on that, a Marshall, Carl Burki Forge, yeah, and you know you got man, they're playing two flutes dressed up like a little Joker, man. Is that Carl Burki Forge? You know what I mean? Next man there with Dirty Girl and that, like, you know, what's going on, man? Is that what Guru Gobind Singh you wanted, or the Sikhs? You know what I mean? I mean, all these dirty tunes, and if we listen to dirt, we're gonna become dirt. Do you know what I mean? So if you look at real Singhs at the bottom, man, you know what I mean? That's the cars, that's Carl Burki Forge. They wouldn't watch no dirty film with their daughters and sisters and mothers there. They wouldn't watch it full stop. All these dirty Bollywood films, you know what I mean? They wouldn't listen to dirty tunes when in front of their wives and sisters and stuff, because they had honor, they had self-respect. You know what I mean? Get me? The little pajama rapper was chatting dirty in front of them, they slap him up. You know what I mean? Someone does that nowadays, the googly woogly things don't see someone screwing about it. Do you know what I mean? Let's get with the program, seriously, man. It's terrible out here what's happening to the KHALSA, you get me? Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.